Okay, not sure. Okay. Hello. Welcome to our movie club. Today we continue with Better Than Us, BTU series, and we close to the finish. It's our, how we call it? Before last class. Is a special name? Penultimate?
Penultimate.
Penultimate. Okay, it's our penultimate class. So we have 2 episodes for today, 13 and 13. And there are a lot of action. I like it. So sorry, let's try to describe it and answer questions. Well, anyone new in this episode number 13?
No, but we haven't seen Dim for a long time.
Dimich, да. Okay, for a long time, yeah. So who is this Dim Dimich?
Igor's friend from school.
Good. And I remember that he had a kind of a secret apartment or something like. It's how we know Dim Dimich. He has a spare apartment of his father, so just a place to hide. So that's why we need him in the story. Good. Let's start. Do we have volunteer for number 1? Sergey, could you please answer number 1? I can read if you
explains the logic conflict to have with Arisa. And as I understand the logic conflict, Arisa wanted to cover Georgy and his family, and he tried to do it well, but suddenly for her, Georgy told Arisa, I don't want to continue our relationships as your cover to me, and I want to have other relationships because Arisa saw some love moment between lady and Georgy, and in Russia we told about this moment which happened with Arisa, cognitive dissonance, as I write, and Arisa didn't understand what's happened because I have rules, I have tasks, and my client, my main client, told me that you don't want to do what you have to do.
Yeah. So my main goal is, to be your wife. You don't want me as your wife. So what should I do then, right? So logical conflicts. What have I do then, right? I have no goals anyway. A and not A. Yeah, it's a language of logic, right? So and not A cannot be like at the same time. So it's
But I'm part of the family. No, you are not part of the family. I am. I'm not. I am. I'm not.
Exactly. So now we know how to break Arisa, right? Arisa. Okay, let's go on. Vasant, could you please help us with number 2?
What happened to Jana in this episode? Jana was shot and her medical condition was getting worse. So she had to move, to the hospital. It was advisable, but Bars didn't want her to be admitted to the hospital. And Jana also didn't want to get admitted in the hospital. She asked Rapana, she asked her boyfriend to promise, that he won't let her admit in that hospital like that. So yeah, but eventually she was admitted by the protagonist. Georgy.
It came down to a choice: let her die or let her live in prison.
But it was not prison, right? It was orphanage.
Well, she was a criminal because of the terrorism, so probably she would have had like a juvenile detention, which for kids still isn't that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go back, I wouldn't send a criminal back to an orphanage because there's no security, But in either case, it wasn't, you know, like a harsh prison, like a gulag. It wasn't a gulag, right?
Yeah. Angel, please.
Right. How does Lara obtain contact information about the Chinese company that manufactured her? Well, Lara keeps on checking Arisa's system till she found contact information. Okay, then she contacted a student of Arisa's creator. And he told her that Arisa is reporting as she's moving or developing to a new level. And Arisa was designed to be a perfect wife and to take care for children and protect her family at any cost.
Yeah. How you understand what is evolving? So what does it mean for Arisa?
Evolving, it's moving to the next level or growing or improving like this.
And do you remember what we learned about her inventor or her creator?
Pardon? What you say?
Yeah. Do you remember what we learned about her creator or her inventor?
I don't know. Maybe. What do you mean? What do we learn about him? He's a Chinese and he designed Arisa to be a perfect wife, different from any previous robots. So she's unique. That's like that.
Yeah, it's more about the next question, right? It's more about question 4. So what does Lara learn about Arisa and about this Chinese history of Arisa, I would say. Gerard, do you remember what we learned from this?
Yes, Arisa was made to meet a lot of them to be the wife of many male Chinese, because there was this time that the Chinese couples only could have a child, and they always tried to have only male child. So the proportion was unequal, too many males and too few females. And Arisa was made to compensate that. And when it was made as a wife, a perfect wife, a wife that should indulge all the wishes of the husband. And another thing, that she didn't have the 3 laws of robotics. So because the excuse that they say is should serve only the husband, but I think it's not an excuse to omit that. And Chinese people would never do a robot that could act so freely as Arisa could.
This is a real life problem. China did have the one-child policy, and when families wanted boys, not girls. So if a girl was born, they would kill the baby girl and try again. And if they kept getting girls, they'd keep killing them until they got a boy baby, and then they would stop because they could only have one. So what was after AIDS, China was more men than women. So there weren't enough women in China for a man to find for a girlfriend.
Yeah.
So what men in China do is they marry foreign women. They marry Vietnamese. They marry Korean. They bring in foreign women to marry.
Yeah.
You know. So this was, I thought, an interesting solution. Get a robot wife and then just adopt kids and instant family.
But it also raises the bar for the men, right? So you are now competitor with many men who want a wife. So bar is always high, right? You have to be the best of the best to have a family.
Or just lucky, but basically, let's say 1/3 of the men, when everyone gets married, 1/3 of the men have no wife, no girlfriend, no woman. So it's a serious problem in China.
Yeah. So they have to invent some Arisa, right?
Yeah. So this was an interesting solution. Yeah.
But what I find interesting about this that they cancel it, they abandoned this program, one child, but to to be restored, to restore the situation, they need like the
Yeah.
2 generations. So it's not
Yeah.
like it's not like something you can solve, like today. Today we cancel this program. Okay, but what? The demographic is very slow. You need to wait 100 years to fix this.
So a few years ago, I forget, maybe 10 years ago, they got rid of the one child and they allowed 2 children.
Mhm.
And that didn't improve. People weren't having more babies. So they said, have as many kids as you want. And people still didn't have more than 1 kid because they had gotten used to it. And it's too expensive to have
Yeah.
more than 1 kid.
And I also read that everything changed because children were so kind of rare and brilliant for the family. So all the standards changed. Now, if you have a child, you try to make the best education you can make, the best toys, everything. So you actually spoiling the generation, and it's again raised the bar too high. So now, if you want 2 kids, it's almost impossible to afford to fit this standard. Yeah. Helicopter parents. So the one who brings them to the sky, helicopter.
No, it's different than that. As you said, in China, when you only got 1 kid, that 1 kid is your entire focus.
Yep.
So and you want your kid to excel because you've got a million other kids competing with that kid. So the parents are like helicopters. They hover around the kid's head. And the kid, no, you're going to do this. This is best for you. But I'd like to go, no, you're going to go here because this is best for you. And the parents hover around the guy and make all the decisions for him because they want for the kid, even if the kid doesn't want it.
Yeah, China is an interesting country, right? So there are so many things that we don't understand. For instance, I remember that Sergey, you once invited a Chinese man to our poker playing when I was in Europe, and he told me that he lost competition to be in the army. And I did not understand for the moment. So what was the competition? And he said that there are kind of 26 competitors for one army place. So you have to be best of the best, the strongest one, the smartest one to go to the army.
Wow. Wow.
In Russia, if
Bad.
you have 1 arm and 1 leg, you are good enough,
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
Vova, please, could you describe number 5?
Describes the failed attempt of Bas and Katya to steal Arisa 2.0.
2.0.
Bas and his friends
They were in disgust, right?
yeah, they were in mice masks
Mhm.
and they got through the guard.
Yeah, they fooled the guard, right? And they sneak into the, I don't know what it was, Kronos Corporation inside.
And Katya pretended that it was her delivery, and she also pretended that they got something wrong, and they made a mistake.
And what happened during this? Why is this attempt is failed?
Because Kronos security was watching Katya. Yeah.
Yeah, and when they try to steal, so shut out, how we call it, shoot out or something.
Shootout.
Shootout happened, right? They were fighting each other, and Katya managed the robot, right?
Mhm.
But for the camera, it looked like robot attacked humans,
Mhm.
right? So liquidator, the bar's idea, as far as I understand, was, we will present it in a way that Arisa is dangerous. Arisa is attacking Kronos security. Is correct?
Mhm.
So why? But they failed it, right? Because it was a staged video. It was clearly understandable that it's staged video, right? And Katya died, right? Every liquidator died by but Bars, and Bars was captivated, right, by security. So they have Bars now, as far as I understand.
Well, the video was believable. But remember later, Gleb and Victor talked and, oh my God, what can we do? And Gleb said, no problem. We'll just tell them it was a liquidator robot.
Yeah.
It wasn't Kronos's robot. It was the liquidator's robot. And they were staging this to make it look like robots attacked humans. So Gleb kind of was able to spin the story and discredit the video.
I actually like this Gleb kind of personality in the movie, So when you bring a problem to him, he says, it's not a problem, it's an opportunity. let me change it a little bit. Okay.
Exactly.
Nesma, do we cover number 6 or not yet? Yeah,
I think literally covered it already, but I have a comment. If Gleb was supposing that his plot is going to succeed, I mean, claiming that this bot belongs to the liquidators and everything, I think this would still make it dangerous for Kronos. Sorry. Because if there is a bot, just a minute. I'm sorry, just have a. If there is a video for a bot, whether it was made by the liquidators or Kronos, that could kill, so this is going to ruin the project of Arisa, because I am a client. How can I make sure if this product is the original Arisa or the killer Arisa? So I guess it would ruin the project anyway, the video that went viral.
Nesma, I think that Gleb's plan was to reveal the information that it was not a real robot, but a remote controlled one. So it was kind of actually Katya killing people, not kind of robot killing people. I think so.
They would have to spin it that way. They would have to say that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clear.
Could
you take number 7, Nesma, please?
Yeah, with pleasure. What happens to Lara's auction scheme to raise $18 million? After the video went viral on the internet, people stopped the auction and she lost everything. That guy talked to her and he told her that no money because of this video. The video ruined everything. So she had to think of a plan B.
Yeah. I think it's so unpleasant, right? So you are making some kind of auction. You think you have a good offer, right? Everyone wants it, so stakes are so high, and you feeling like you're king of the situation. And then you have a call. We don't need it anymore. Your good is spoiled. Leave it to you.
Your robot is a wanted criminal. Oops.
She even reached 16 million, I guess.
Yeah.
But she was waiting for more.
Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah.
But I remember once, so a short story from IT. Once I was in a situation like Lara, we were about to sell a company that makes some product, and just in the middle of this deal, another big corporation made exactly this product for free, So,
Wow.
so our client, he said, okay, what's the reason to pay now?
Yeah.
It was a very unpleasant situation there.
A real life example of that is internet browsers.
Yeah.
Before Microsoft had a browser, Netscape was the first internet browser. It's called Mozilla today.
Yeah.
But you had several browsers that you had to pay money for. And then Microsoft invented Internet Explorer and put it as part of Windows, and it was free. And I knew at that moment that all these paid browsers were going to die because you can't compete with a free internet browser.
Exactly. It's
A
like
lot of lawsuits flew. Yeah.
It's like to have a restaurant when food is free, right? So please pay me for something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Sergey, could you please help us with number 8?
Why does Victor? Why does Victor need to kidnap Georgy and Arisa again? Because the government continued to the concourse, the tender, and that's why company of Victor has to open the other feature of Arisa. That's why they had to have Arisa with Georgy, because Georgy is the manager of Arisa. And Vic didn't know other ways except to kidnapping. That's why he did as usual for him. He kidnapped them, and he kidnapped Jean too. I don't know why, but okay, you go with us, and and they have to. I don't know how it will be continued to next episode, because we know that the Vic has a problem with his father-in-law and with the government.
Wait a moment. We will know very soon, because we have this episode for today as well. Yeah, Sergey, probably you missed, but we have 2 episodes for today. And in the next episode, number 14, we will know about the situation, father-in-law and Vic.
Unfortunately, I didn't watch the second episode.
No problem. It will just, a surprise for you. But we already know. Okay.
It's cool.
But what do you think about second round? Do you think it's okay, to just to declare second round in a tender because you don't like a winner? Sergey, what do you think? And probably
I think this Vic will not win in this battle, because he's the only manager. He didn't have a lot of ways for fight with his father-in-law.
Yeah, but I mean in general, so you're a participant of a tender, right? And you won. And instead of prize, what you're getting? They told you, we will take another round. Do you think it's okay?
For me, not, but I can understand it. If the client has, after tender other offers, and he wanted to compare again, but it's not, it's a good deal, and I will avoid to have the relationships with him in the future.
Yeah. So
because my reputation and his reputation more important than the tender, I think.
Yeah, I think it's, it's a fraud almost, right? It's almost a fraud. When you establish a rule, then when you don't like the result, or, for another reason, you say, rules are changed. So please make another round of tender. So it's something I wouldn't tolerate.
Yeah, it's
Good?
it's cheap.
Cheat. Yeah, exactly. They're cheaters. Okay, Gerard, could you please take next one? Lara and Arisa.
Yes, how does Lara convince Arisa to stay with her? Lara told Arisa that she should talk with Georgy. So Georgy can tell her that he doesn't want her anymore. So she can go to a next stage, maybe to find another family.
I remember it like Lara told Arisa that Georgy gave you to me. But Arisa said, I have to hear this by my own ears, right? So I don't believe you. Something like this.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Which she did hear that from him, but that was before she rebooted. So maybe her memory forgot that he said that to her. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was the plan of Lara? So now they are looking for Georgie. Is it correct?
Yes.
Okay. Vasant, could you please take the next one, number 10?
Yes, describe the situation at the clinic that involved Georgy, Arisaâ. So, okay. Yes, in that particular scene, the doctor denied to admit her to the hospital, and he tried to call the police, I think. But they that girl, I forgot her name, Lara, is that right?
Laura's the
Lara.
hacker. The hacker.
Yeah, and the hacker punched him on the face, and they were they both having some scuffle. Is that right? Hand
Scuffle. Yep.
scuffle. Yeah, scuffle. And
Mhm.
a fist fight, something kind of. Then the policemen involved the scene, and they got them arrested and somehow say that exchanged them to the bad guy. Gleb, is that right? Is that right? Who's that bad guy? I forgot the name. The bald, the
Valash.
shaven cut. Yeah, the bald guy. And they in that scene, Georgy hinted Arisaâ to snap his neck, but when she tried to snap Lala's neck, he immediately turned her off with a remote control, I think. Then she went disabled. It was a fun mistake, and he got himself a punch for his decision.
Yeah, but it was very intense situation, right? So they Georgie believed that it's life and death situation, right? And Dr. Valash said, we don't care almost, right? So yeah, interesting one.
It was funny that he immediately reacted, and it was like, I'm not falling for your trick again. You are using the same trick again and again. I'm not anymore, something like that.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Nesma, could you please help us with number 11?
Yeah. Describe the interactions between Maslovsky and Alexei in this episode. So Maslovsky wanted to tell Alexei the truth about what happened and how Vic was betraying him, and he was torturing his own daughter, sending her to the sane asylum. Insane? No. Same asylum, right?
Insane asylum. Yeah.
Insane, yes.
Yeah.
Insane asylum. And Alexei asked him what he wants in return, but he said, like, he just loves his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so he promised to take revenge or something.
Yeah. And I think it's not what Alexei wanted, right? So let's think about this logically, right? If this guy, Maslovsky, came and say, I need just money, it will be much easier for Alexei, right? There is your money, so I save my daughter, everything is clear now, right? But now there is some kind of life triangle and, this week and everything. So it's just a more complicated situation than it should be, I think.
Are you supposing that he's lying about his love to Alex's daughter? Like he wanted to ask for more, maybe Vic's position or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, usually people share embarrassing information for money,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But
So he
he
said,
looks
okay, what do you want for
innocent
this
a little.
information? Yeah, you know, nothing.
Yeah.
You know, I love your daughter. I'm doing it for love, not.
Yeah, and I think we should understand that Vic is important for Alexei, right? He's a kind of a man who works for Alexei anyway, right? With this tender, so it's kind of a lot of stake is high, a lot of money in this equation. And now it's kind of getting more complicated. Should I kind of eradicate Vic? Should I put all my money on Maslov? Well, yeah, I don't I don't want to be Alexei in this, in this episode.
I would say I was fooled by this scene. I thought he was sincere and he wanted to just, love and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Wow, that was the word. I'm trying to remember the word that you keep using on me, Ivan. Tears. What?
Sorry, again?
That word.
Tenacious?
No, tears. That a scene that.
Oh, tearjerker?
Yeah.
Yeah, Maslov's really a nice guy, right? Maslov's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do evil. He just wants to do his job, and he loves Sveta, Svetlana. So he's a nice guy. Now Victor's not so nice.
Yeah, there is a difference there, for sure. Okay, so we learned what about Maslovsky and Alexei. What about Alexei and Svetlana? Sergey, could you please enlighten us?
Alexei went to Svetlana clinic and they have a good conversation. And the first time in this movie, we saw Alexei as father, and he behaved good as I see, and he wanted to save his daughter. And I understand that Alexei is a very busy man and businessman, and he has a lot of relationships and deal with government and with other company. But one time he lost his daughter, and in the past, I think, maybe I'm wrong, in the past, Alexei thought that Victor and Svetlana had a good deal, because Alexei will the manager of the company, Svetlana will have the good TV career, and from the part of Alexei, this picture looks good, and he avoided more about picture, not about real relationships. And now in this episode, he understood that his daughter sick, and he had to help her. He had to save her, and he wanted to lost Victor and Arisa and other contract, because Svetlana is the main in the main deal for his life. And I didn't watch this next episode. I don't know what's the next.
Yeah,
in this episode, it's a good meeting. It was good meeting for me.
Okay, Sergey, but let me play devil advocate as always. So I don't think that Alexei is a good father, and my argument is, so doctor told him that it's very dangerous to reduce the medicine, and he asked him for a week. I need a week to make it safe. What Alexei said, you have 2 days. So if it came to my son, I would say, you have week or 2 week, whatever you do, make it safe, right? But Alexei, 2 days. 2 days is enough. So he kind of
okay. When you work fast, and when you have a lot of tasks every day, you got used to operate 1 day, 1 hour, 2 day tasks, not 2 weeks or 1 month. You don't have 2 weeks or 1 month. You have only 1 day or 2 days for rest.
Yeah.
And please, no, we have to make the next step. And I think maybe I am wrong. I think that he used the similar way for his daughter as for his partners and the contractors.
That's why I blame him, right? So you have to separate your family, right, and your work. It's okay, to fail at a project on my job. It's okay for me. I don't want to fail anything in my family. So I have another standards here, right? Do you agree?
As you see, Alexei, it's an old man, and he spent 40 years for reach the success, and that's why he couldn't to change his behavior. He got used to deal with the projects. That's why for this meeting he broke some habits of him for making be more closer with her daughter. With his daughter.
Yeah. So we understand, right? He is probably a good guy, but with bad habits.
Maybe it's not a good guy. Maybe it's a bad guy, but he's a human anyway.
This is something I don't like about movies.
Mm-hmm.
In the movies, it's like, this can't be done in less than a week. Do it in 2 days. And it's done in 2 days. That's not realistic. I never see him say, it's not done. It's impossible. Bam, kill me. Okay. But it's always possible, even when they tell you it's impossible. Come on, be realistic. Something do in a shorter time, unless the guy's just lying to you,
Well, I sometimes I see the same on my job. Sometimes hire manager went to you and say, make it in 2 days. And I say, it will be a crap. So they say, okay, make it. Okay, you get what you pay for.
That's what I've done that a lot of times in my jobs too. I'll do what I can in the time you give me to do it with what you give me to do it with. Yeah.
Okay. Gerard, could you please cover the next one, number 13?
Okay. When Georgy and Lara talk while being held hostage by Gulag, what does Georgy learn about Lara? That Lara was in this hospital. She had to go to a surgery to get her brain tumor removed, but she was kicked out of the list. So now she's in risk to die.
Yeah. So I think he developed kind of a feeling for her, right? So he developed, I don't know how it's called, sympathy maybe or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe a love? No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Empathy.
Empathy, yeah.
And she punched the doctor. What's the name of this doctor?
Balash.
So this doctor was not a friend of Georgy?
Yeah, to say it mild, right? He was not a friend. They were kind of enemies.
Yeah, I think maybe this doctor was the reason he got those problems. He had to be a coroner instead of a surgeon because he failed with the operation of Boris.
Yep. And Lara, the one who took money from Victor, right, to punish Georgy. So they have a long story.
Lot of coincidences here.
Okay, so let's finish this episode. Vova, could you please tell us about final scene?
Describes the final scene between Bas and Gleb. Gleb goes to Bas' home in prison, and he makes an offer to release Bas.
Really? I don't remember.
Not to release Boris, but to take care of Jana.
And he wants confess from Bars
Yeah,
on his crime.
and fake confess, right?
Mhm.
So how we call a fake confess usually? It's a
Just confess, make it confess.
confess. Okay, I see. Well, so Gleb playing his game, right? Gleb playing bars like Trump in his cards, right? So he will use it later. And I wonder how Gleb visit bars in prison, right? So usually people not go to the prison like without any restrictions. So usually it's hard.
So if you remember back, they accused Georgy of killing Vlad. Saponov said Georgy killed Vlad, which was Varlamov's partner.
Yep.
So Georgy was wanted for the murder of Vlad. So Gleb here goes to Bars and says, I want you to confess and who killed Vlad, and that makes Georgy innocent. So Bars said, why would I do this for you? Well, I can make sure that Jana lives or Jana dies. So that was the deal, you know.
Yeah, I was told that it's a very popular thing, you know, in people who do crimes, they sometimes pay someone else low in hierarchy to get this scene on them, you know. So you tell that you did it and I pay you money and you go to the prison, but you get some money anyway. So it's something similar, right? There must be a word for it, I think.
In Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
there was a guy, if you pay him money, he will prison for you.
Yeah.
And he made a living out of that. He liked it. He felt safer in prison than out in society.
Yeah, funny, well, exactly.
Weird.
Okay, let's switch to the next episode. Episode 14. Sergey, we will try our best to explain what is happening on. Vova, anyone new here? Жанна, Igor, Nikolai. Nikolai is a grandpa, right? Georgy, Lara, Yana. Yana is a new one, I think.
Yeah.
Lara's young daughter. I actually don't remember her. Probably
Me too.
small role, probably. Leo, Alasonia, Victor, and Mostovsky. We know everyone.
Yana was in the playground with
Exactly.
Laura's mother.
I remember, yeah. So she's not a kind of a real mother, right? I mean that she's does not have a custody, right, for the kid.
Right. When Laura had Yana, she was poor and on drugs. So her mama took Yana from her. So Yana thinks that the grandma is her mother.
Wow.
And Yana doesn't know Laura at all.
I see.
So it's a strange situation.
Yeah. Nesma, could you help us with the first one? ICU.
Yeah.
Do you need the help with this abbreviation?
I see you. I know it in Arabic, not in English, but I know what it is.
It was written here.
Critical care. Yeah.
Intensive care unit.
Yeah. Life or death. Yeah. When you're in ICU,
Oh.
it's life or death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is the question? Oh, describe Igor's visit to visit Jana in the ICU unit. So he couldn't get in there at first. So he wanted to pretend to be a patient, and he swallowed a few drops of iodine, I guess.
Iodine. Yep.
Iodine, yes. But his grandpa could figure out what's going on. So he helped him eventually by pretending to be the patient himself. So Igor could sneak to see Jana, but she didn't want to see him.
Yeah.
She felt betrayed, right?
Yeah.
This makes me wonder actually about the orphanage. I think it's not, it's kind of a prison or something. Although she looks like 17. I mean, she's going to spend there kind of 1 year or something.
I know
So
an orphanage normally should not be that bad, but if you're in our Anne book club, in that old orphanage, conditions were very friendly, very hostile. They treated you like a slave, and there was no love at all in the orphanage.
but
Must
she
have been the
wants to
same
die
way.
over going there.
Yeah,
Is it that hard?
yeah,
Yeah,
that doesn't make sense to me.
What I know
Yeah.
about Russian orphanages, it's probably not the worst place in the world, but there is no love, as teacher Lee said. So it's like being, just imagine that you have all these clerks instead of your family. So nothing good, right? So nobody really loves you, nobody really cares of you. You just a row in the someone's, book. So
You're a checkbox.
yeah. Alive. It's good. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Said hi to kid, fed kid, told kid to go to bed. Okay, next. Yeah.
And what I learned that there were some statistics that children who were raised in orphanage, they usually cannot live by themselves successfully. They usually fail it because they're not prepared to life. No one kind of teach them life. They used to get everything ready, get everything as granted and have no goals in life. So usually they fail, too dependent, as usually said.
Yeah.
So not a good place to be, without any doubts. Okay, let's move further. Vasant, could you please help us with number 2? Vasant,
But I haven't watched the 14th episode.
I see. Okay, sorry, I was not clear maybe about these two episodes. But the next time we will have 2 episodes again because we want to finish this before New Year.
Okay.
Jar, what about you? Have you watched number 14?
Yes. How
Could you
does Gleb pressure
Hmm?
how does Gleb pressure Georgy into cooperating with the tenders round 2? Okay. Gleb shows Georgie a video of Va's confession. He tells Georgie, Gleb tells Georgie that with this video he could be released of those charges. Georgie told him that he wants Lara to be released.
Okay. I remember that, it was later. So I remember that they beaten Georgia. Or it's not this scene.
Yeah, they beat up Georgie too.
Yeah.
Remember, Lara heard him getting beat up and he comes back all bloody and she goes, "Man, if they need you and they treat you like this, I'm doomed."
So we have a joke always, right? You have a carrot and what's another one? The thing that you sting people. What is called?
Stick.
Stick.
Yeah.
Stick.
Stick and carrot, right? So
Yeah.
we try to use both, right? Don't believe in carrots. I have another funny joke on my job. So my boss used to say that, to increase motivation, we have a coffee sign on the table, on your working table. But for those who works good, it's a button. So you press it and you get coffee. For those who works bad, it's a kind of a light. So it's someone press button and you see red light, you know that you need to serve coffee. Carrot and stick, right?
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. Nesma, could you please help us with number 3?
Yeah, sure. Explain how Georgy and Arisa get released from the police station with the charges dropped. This happened with the help of the lawyer from Kronos. He threatened the police station he's going to make a lawsuit against them because they are violating the rights of a citizen, which is Georgie. So they they felt like afraid and they released Georgy. As for Arisa, Arisa, they couldn't get to her memory. Everything was in Chinese, so they had no choice but considering her to be innocent and releasing her.
Well, I found this scene about Georgie a little bit believable, but about Arisa, it's strange, I say. You know, if I go to police and say, you know, it's all in Chinese, so it's all good, they wouldn't believe me, right? They will say, you know, we need a translator.
But
Well,
Teacher Lee said she hid the information they were seeking.
yeah. Arena couldn't get into the memory. It was blocked, so she couldn't get any evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better, yeah. But still a little bit suspicious, right? So if we cannot get anything, you know, prove us something, right? Prove us that there is no memory or something.
Because she's not a normal bot. She's been using in an international competition. So if you don't have an evidence, you have to release her. I guess so.
Yeah. In America, we say you're innocent until someone can prove you guilty. So if there's no evidence, you're innocent automatically.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the assumption. You're assumed innocent unless there's proof you're guilty.
Yeah, and it works in many countries. So innocent until proven guilty works in many countries. But what I learned recently that it came only to criminal investigations. So if you know, if you have a tax deal or something, you are not innocent.
Yeah.
You have to prove.
Correct. Criminal law. Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
Okay, number 4 is about Yana, daughter of Lara. And I think teacher Lee covered it a little bit, right? So Lara went to her mother to see her daughter, probably because she was upset of the current situation and everything, right? And her mom was not friendly, I would say, right? She said, you know, go away, right? We don't need you. You did nothing for us. Something like this. Yep.
Yeah, so Laura was about to die, so she wanted to see her daughter one more time. To tell her, real mother, I really love you. I'm so sorry I gave you away. But her mom said, no, go away. I'm her mom now. You gave her up. Get lost. Yeah. So kind of a tearjerker moment, Nesma.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 5. Gerard, could you please?
Explain why Blood puts Lara in a suit next to Georgy and Arisa and where she got the money for her operation. I thought she got it from Buzz previously, but this episode mentioned a different source. The suite next Georgy.
Do we need a hint? We have hint from teacher Lee here.
Okay, because he learns that she can go into Arisa's memory, so that they won Arisa for the second tender. And Gulag wants Lara to erase Arisa's memory, so he will pay the operation, the surgery.
Yep.
So they want to use Arisa to win the second part of the tender, the second leg.
So Gleb is still trying to remove loose ends.
Mm-hmm.
After the tender's done, he wants Lara to wipe Arisa's memory, and that way there's no video evidence of the Kronos murder in episode 1, and in return he'll pay for her surgery. More deals being made.
Yeah, exactly. And as far as we know, Lara is the only person who kind of break into Arisa memory for this moment, right?
Remember the tablet. Remember her tablet has security bypass. So she used her tablet to get into Arisa's memory because of a previous episode.
Yep, exactly.
The police
I wanted
can't do
to
it.
add something.
Please.
Ivan,
Yeah.
In Russia, you have your brain tumor. Is it free for the government to pay for the surgery or not?
I
Not
think
here.
that case, like Lara's case, should be covered by government. So all this cancer and everything comes to tumor. She had a brain tumor, right? So it's a free medicine. You don't pay for this. In general, every kind of emergency situation, when you when it's a life and death question, it's always free.
Okay.
But
Good.
yeah, it's different in the movie. I don't know why.
In the
Okay.
movie, in the series, if you're in a waiting list and you get there, it's free. But if you want to jump to the #1 spot, you got to pay money.
Exactly. It could be the case, teacher. You are right. It could be the case. So there is a queue, and if you want to bypass the queue, it might be expensive and really expensive. Yes. Okay, number 6. Whoa, what happened in the swimming pool?
Describe the encounter between Alexei and Victor at the swimming pool. Alexei came to Victor and started to punish him.
Blame him, right, for
Blame
everything.
him. But Victor was treated like it was a joke. He was not serious. And then Victor drowned Alexei.
Sergey, have you heard? So Victor killed Alexei, actually. His father-in-law. Yeah, because Alexei went here and started to, to blame Victor and everything. Svetlana in trouble. You are a bad guy. I remove you from my Kronos corporation. And Victor say nothing, but just kill Alexei, No explanations given, I would say. Okay, let's go to the next one, number 7. Nesma, could you help us with number 7?
Yeah. Describe the meeting between Alla and Georgy in the bar. Looks like Alla gave up the idea of taking her son, Igor, with her to Australia. So she decided to meet Georgy and ask him to take care of their son. And she showed kind of trust, maybe for the first time, that even Georgy was surprised. I would say she was not happy seeing another woman with him, although she moved on her life and she had a new husband now. I guess this is it.
Yeah. And we did not mention, but her new husband gave up career, right, to be here. So he kind of got fired for this situation.
But the guy wants him back. So if they leave right away, he can still get his job back because they need him badly.
Yeah, but probably some consequences, will be in place, right? So
yeah.
I have a feeling that if Georgie was still chasing after Alla would refuse him. But now he's given up on her. She feels like, oh, come back. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, Nesma, I don't like Alla in this movie. She's undecisive, she's making troubles for everyone. I like you and I like you and I need my children and please call
God
them.
bless all.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember at some moment she wanted to return Georgy, so it wasn't something good here.
Yeah.
Okay, let me answer number 8. What information does Georgy tell Varlamov? Surreptitiously. I don't know what does it mean surreptitiously.
Secretly.
Secretly. Okay, secretly. So he told Varlamov about this double agent, right? About Supanev. He said, I know that he works for Gleb and probably you should pay attention for this. But as far as I remember, Varlamov did not buy this information, right? He said, I don't believe you, Georgy, or something like this. Is it correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, number, yeah.
But Georgie planted the seed of doubt
See, no doubt.
that can
Good.
grow and grow. Okay.
Okay, and we have Nesma. We are only two persons, and who?
Yeah, sure. What is Svetlana's status at the end of this episode? I think she was collapsing, and she even begged her father to take her out of the insane asylum, even though she couldn't speak, but she begged him to take her out of this place. So she was collapsing. I guess the hospital is involved in drugging her or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because of the last scene of this episode. I don't know.
Remember, Victor wants to keep her in. So Victor's told the clinic, keep her on high drugs.
Mhm.
Oh,
And then Alexei and then said, put her on low drugs. I'm going to take her out. And then Alexei died. And the clinic saw the news. Oh, Alexei's dead. Victor's the boss now. So then they put her back on high dose again.
Mhm.
yeah.
So she's doomed. And now Alexei can't get her out because he's dead. So Svetlana's doomed.
Yeah.
I never trust a doctor in my life. For this.
Yeah, good,
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Mm.
Especially
Okay, so-
Russian doctors.
My family is all about doctors. All of them are doctors.
Ah,
But in,
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Okay, and the last one, number 10. What leverage does Victor exert over Maslovsky now? And exert is kind of execute, right, usually?
Apply
Apply.
pressure.
Mhm. Okay, so Victor knows about deal that Maslovsky had with Alexei, right? So he knows that Maslovsky was telling Alexei truth behind Victor's back, the first one, right? And what else? They are partners, they did some crimes together, right? So Victor can use this. What I'm missing else? And Svetlana, right?
Svetlana. He said, if you don't want Svetlana to suffer,
Yeah.
do what I say. Otherwise, I can make Svetlana very, very miserable. I can cause her pain. I can make her suffer horribly.
Does
Yeah,
this
but if-
prove he was looking for love?
Sorry,
Yeah,
Nazma?
he loved her. So but
Yeah.
Maslovsky wanted her out too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
he
at this
can't do-
point, Victor is a total evil, right? So I will torture my wife to make you worse.
Yeah.
No, I mean Maslovsky. If Victor is using Svetlana to threaten him, so Maslovsky is really in love with her.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
He told Alexei that. I love your daughter. I don't want any money. I'm telling you because I love your daughter and I want to protect her and get her out. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So everyone is in the bad situation at the end of this episode, except Victor and who else? And Gleb, right? So
Used to be the victor.
so bad guys are winning this, this, and I don't know what to do with this. Let's learn. So the next weekend we is going to learn everything about, who is the winner, bad guys or good guys. And my stake is on good guys because, it's a Russian movie. It cannot be different. Do you guys want to make some slides? So it's getting late. What do you think? Do we have time for one or two slides? Sergey,
I'm
that's
okay.
Okay, let's make some. Vova, could you please start with this one?
This is Katya walking Arisa 2.0
Mhm.
through the corridor.
Yeah. A huge corridor, some kind of warehouse. Oh, it's a warehouse, right? We can see these bots on the right side, boxes with bots on the right side. Yeah. Some kind of facility, or I don't know what. What is
wasted space?
So what can you find on this picture, Samson? Tell us.
This is a view from security camera.
Yeah.
And
what?
corner security is watching it.
Exactly. So it's
And
not.
they, and one told, one said that they needed to stop her,
Mhm.
but another said there is no evidence that something is bad.
Yeah, good. You can use disagreed, right? Disagrees with this. Yeah, I see on this picture, and I see some kind of columns on the right? These columns, and can you see there is some kind of safety? I don't know how to call it, safety bars around these columns, right? Not to damage columns. There are kind of, I don't know how to call it.
We would call them bumpers or guardrails.
Bumpers, yeah, very good. We have them in the underground parkings sometimes, not to protect columns or cars. Yeah. Okay, anything else on this picture? Not much, right?
You might mention the square corners. The square corners tell us we're looking at a camera image.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hit print and print the image on the screen, those corners is telling you what part of that will print. The outside area won't print.
Yeah, kind of a focus area, right? So
yeah.
Good. Okay, so let's do something else. Sergey, which one do you want? With mice or with a girl?
Yeah.
Pick something that we can name or learn to call in English.
Yeah, so let's. I don't know which one. Yeah, I think there we can find something.
Yeah, we can see the hotel room and with high level or designed light on the top. It looks like a light from my childhood, and we have the similar light with a lot of glasses, with a lot of something part in the light, and in the center of this photo we can see Chinese scientist who explains the situation with Arisa. On the left side we can see watched, looks like a designed watch with two weighted. This weighted uses as a mechanism for restart again and again every day. For example, you touched one weight and put on.
Yeah, let's learn this vocabulary. So the one thing that swings and measures the time, it's pendulum, right? How it's pendulum. Okay, so we have two weights, right? How we call them? I don't know. Two heavy things that are attached to a chain, and one is bigger than another. So when you put it to the top, you create kind of statical force, right? Force, that's gravity force. And they will pull the chain, but pendulum will prevent, from moving too fast, right? So it will restrict this movement, as I remember.
The idea was the pendulum keeps moving, and every time it swings, it turns a gear. And when it swings 60 times, then it moves the hand 1 minute. So that's the idea. But before we had batteries, we had to use mechanical weights to make the clock work. Now I think they're mostly decorative.
Of course. Now it's not very precise device. So because when it's different pressure or different force from the top and the bottom, so they run faster on the top than on the bottom. Well, anything else?
I think that's unrealistic that these scientists were waiting ready a few years in this white suit with this black background, and he was waiting for someone to call him.
Yeah, but he's on another job. He's not waiting exactly. Yeah, but do you remember how she translates the conversation. Sergey, do you remember? She had a device, right?
Yes, and they started to speak English after a little conversation. They had an agreement to switch on a translator from the devices, and they speak without problem because he spoke Russian, she spoke Russian, he spoke Chinese, but device translated their relationships immediately online.
Teacher, you might like it. I know that you are Alexa user, right? So if you if you talk with Alexa, you can tell Alexa to translate the language the same way. So
Correct.
yeah, I had a kind of a guest who doesn't speak English, and I asked Alexa to translate, and it worked like two directions.
Really? I haven't tried that before. Okay.
It was a solution for me.
Wow.
Yeah, good one. Okay, let's find something with details. Nesmo, do you like this one? Or we can change it?
Please change it. I don't think I can do anything here.
Yeah, what about this one?
Okay.
I can see a scarf, right, or
Oh
something.
my God. Yeah.
This one, right?
All right. Yeah. So I can see here. This is a food fridge, maybe. Like I don't know. I can see two tables here. A iron gate. Looks like they are in a prison cell. That thing on the right. What is it?
A shelf, right? A kind of trading shelf. So we have ice cream in such a shelf.
Yeah. Inside the prison?
But it's not a prison. It's not a prison.
Not really a prison. It's we call it an expandable gate. You can expand it or collapse it. I don't know why you would have this. It makes no sense to me. Why would you need to gate off two tables?
Yeah, very strange. But probably it's a buffet. You know, if you ask me, it looks like a buffet, you know, a place where you can get and take some, you know, croissants or something. So it looks exactly like this. And probably it just closed because it's, you know, it's just a business with a cashier apparatus or something.
Yeah, so they lock the gate when they're closed, so you can't come in here and steal the ice cream.
Yeah.
So it's a security gate. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Okay, not too much here. So I have to ask this one. Do you like ice cream at least?
Yeah, not much.
Okay, what about this one? I think we can find some engineering device here.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of gym or something. What is that?
It looks like a mechanical lab to me. Or...
Yeah, mechanical.
For me, it looks like
lift,
a car
to
service.
lift something or to hang something. You know. Okay.
Yeah, well, these two columns on the right? If you look on them, they have an electro engine on the top, and they have this. I don't know how to call them. These props, blue props on the bottom. So when I go to mechanical lab, they used to this thing to level up my car to bring my car into the air. I don't know how to describe it better.
We call it a lift, a hydraulic lift. In this case, electric lift. Yeah. So you put those, they're like, we'd call them arms. You put the arms underneath, and then you can raise the car up in the air, or raise the robot up in the air so you can work on the feet or whatever.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Vasant, for this picture. I would never say that. I would never imagine that we call this an arm. Now I understand. So we call this arms that can lift heavy things to the kind of upper the ground, right?
Kind of like a forklift. Now, on a forklift, we call them, they're rigid, so we call them the forks.
Yeah.
But a lot of times they're foldable, so you can fold them out. We would call those arms.
Yeah.
Because you can unfold the arms and fold the arms.
Lessons, I can see a how we call it, fire extinguisher, right, on the right column.
Yes, it
But
looks like
these red balloons on the left, they are different. It's not an extinguisher. Do you know what it is?
I think it's a cylinder, oxygen cylinder, something like that.
I think it's a gas
Yeah.
storage, right?
Could be
Yeah.
Balloon.
a welding gas.
Yeah.
In the US, any bottle that's red means it's related to fire, like a fire extinguisher, or it's flammable or explosive.
Yeah.
So these being red tells me that they can blow up. So don't smoke near those tanks.
I think it's the same in Russia with one exemption, with one exclusion. We have oxygen balloons, they can be flammable as well, but they are blue somehow. I don't know, to distinguish them from different sources.
Okay. In the US, they're green.
Yeah. Good.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Moving
think
shelf on the left, right?
Yeah. Probably for tools or something, or running hoses. I don't know. Looks like a drain on the floor if there's any leakage of hydraulic fluid or oil or water. So it's a maintenance area. Yeah.
Yeah, maintenance. And teacher, this circle thing in the center, I have seen that it's a rotating kind of plate. So you put something here and you can rotate it, left and right.
Okay.
Kind of, to operate.
Could be, yeah. So you can pull in a vehicle and then turn it around and it can drive the other way. Yeah. Rotating plate.
Rotating plate. Good. And what guy brings here? He had kind of two, how we call it, packets. I don't know, black bags with something. I'm not sure what is this. A trash maybe. Trash or something. Garbage. Okay. Any questions about this?
I'll mention one thing. If you have a very large dining room table, sometimes there will be a rotating piece in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
We call that a lazy Susan. So, if the ketchup is on the other side, you rotate the table with your hand until the ketchup comes over to your side, and then you grab it.
Yeah. But I never seen this in real life, only in one restaurant. So it's I have never seen it in a house, right? This lazy Susan thing.
It's an expensive feature, yeah.
Nesma, please. Anything?
I've been monitoring people in this series, how they dress outside. I mean, in streets.
Yep.
I can see that they dress very normally. Like this doesn't tell me much about how cold Russia is. So I feel like it's a normal country like ours. Even in winter, we dress like this, just a jacket or a sweater or something. Is this just for acting, or this is real life? People don't feel cold or something.
Okay, it's a good question, Nesma. This guy on the left, Georgy, he actually had a coat, whole jacket, how we call it. So it's a padlet coat, right? With some winter jacket, right? There are some kind of I don't know how it's called in English, synthepon, we call it. So a material that is very poofy, contain a lot of air.
Thermal?
Yeah, we call it down or that. Yeah, usually down or fleece.
Fleece, yeah, something
down is like duck.
And Nesma, most of the time, if you want to keep warm, it's not about jacket. It's about what we call base level. So instead of t-shirt, you get in a kind of something wool or something. So that's why people looks normal even when it's -40. They don't look like they are Indian people or something. Am I right, Sergey? Am I right? So we don't use to have these full coats anymore, right?
But they didn't really show any snow scenes in this series, did they, Ivan?
No, not too much. I think it's a kind of a summer or something.
Yeah. They do have snow, Nesma, in Moscow.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah. I'm planning to go there.
Yeah, I would not recommend. Yeah.
wait until the war is over.
Like a
Yeah.
decade or something.
Yeah,
very soon,
yeah.
very
I'm not going right now.
Okay, thank you very much. Nice discussions. Thank you, everyone, and see you on the next week. And we will have 2 episodes again. Okay, and
Nice.
last episodes. Last episodes. Thank you, teacher Lee.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye,
Yeah,
everyone.
bye.